You know you don't believe none of the shit that you saying right now. So that means that you could just lie off the top of your head and it sounds seamless and it sounds real. Dangerous. Dangerous.
Roxy says we're gonna talk about it. Roxy says we're gonna talk about it.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Roxy with Roxy Says, and we're gonna talk about it. So I am back with another video. First and foremost, I have to say thank you guys so much. My goal was to hit 100 subscribers, and I think now I'm at like 160, way more than I expected. I'm so happy that y'all are enjoying the content, liking the video, subscribing, and that y'all are joining the party, period. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. And if you are returning, welcome back. So we're gonna get into episode 11 of this hot mess of Love is Blind season 4. So as this episode opens up, Chelsea is letting us know that Kwame does not want her to take his last name until he gets approval from his mom. He says, look, this is my mother. It's hard for me to go on with this decision without her approval. And I'm like, Kwame, we don't believe you. The way that you're making your mother's approval seem like you can't make any type of move without it, I don't believe you. When you was in Mexico, did you call up mommy before you ravaged Chelsea's goods? Did you have to call your mom and check in with her and get her approval before you did that? Did you call your mom and then wait for her to call you back and say, yes, son, you can have sex with Chelsea? Did you do that? No, you didn't. You did what you wanted to do, right? Did you call your mom for approval to even come on this show? I don't think so. He's using his mom as a scapegoat not to marry Chelsea. Just man up and say you don't want to be with Chelsea instead of putting it on your mom. Chelsea tells Kwame, every time you speak of us getting married or you have some type of like vision of what it'll be like, it always seems like you're thinking of it in a negative way, like you're thinking the worst will happen. And Chelsea says that she has more of a wholesome visual of what their marriage will be. And I'm like, yeah, Chelsea, we know that all you're thinking about is the good possibilities and y'all just running off into the sunset and completing your childhood fairy tale of marrying your Prince Charming. We know. Chelsea says that her and Kwame's love is so pure and so special, and she's 100% sold on Kwame. She doesn't care what her family thinks. She doesn't care what her family says. And it seems like she wants Kwame to share that same sentiment. Baby, Kwame don't feel like that about you. If you're looking for that F what my family says from Kwame, it's not happening. I honestly don't even think that he cares what his family says, but he's still gonna use that as an excuse not to marry you. You think that if Kwame was with Micah, he would give a F about what his mom gotta say about anything? Do you think that if Kwame was with Micah, he would be blowing up his mom on WhatsApp? If he was with Micah, he probably would have called his mom one time and was like,
she ain't pick up. Oh, well.
I'ma still do what I want to do. Because Micah is who he wants to be with. Comment down below. Do you think that Kwame would care about his mom's approval if he was with Micah? I don't think so. So now we have a scene with Bliss and Zach in the hot tub, and they're discussing not wanting to ever have a divorce. Bliss says that her parents are divorced, her sister got divorced, and in the conversation that they had with her dad, Daddy Bliss was pretty much like, y'all not gonna last. This is gonna end in divorce. Y'all only known each other for 20 days. It's not gonna be good. Bliss tells Zach maybe we shouldn't have told him that we've only known each other for 20 days because it makes it seem like what we have is less real and less serious than what we know that it is. And I'm like, Bliss, you're lucky that's all Zach said. Remember when he met your mom and your sister, he started yapping and told him that he picked another woman before he picked you. Can you imagine if Zach said that to Bliss's dad? Oh my God. Bliss's dad already wasn't with the shits when he told them that they've only known each other for 20 days. Can you imagine if on top of that, Zach was like,
oh yeah, by the way, I also picked your daughter second. I had originally picked this other girl named Irina, but it didn't work out with her, so I found Bliss and now we together.
Child. Zach ain't stupid. Zach knew not to bring that up. So Bliss brings up Irina again. Like I said in my last review, this is a touchy subject. The wounds are still fresh, so Bliss is gonna need that reassurance. However, if she says yes to Zach, she cannot keep bringing up Irina. She has to put it in the past and she has to move forward because eventually Zach is gonna get tired of having to reassure her over and over and over about Irina. Zach lets her know, I'm committed to you, I love you, I wanna be with you. And Bliss lets him know, look, you can change your mind, right? I don't want you to go through with this and say yes to me because you feel like you made the decision and now you have to follow through with it. And I understand where Bliss is coming from. You don't want to be in a relationship with someone because they feel like,
well, I said I'm going to do this, so I have to just do it now.
You want them to want to do it. You want them to want to be with you. You want them to be true to you, to be loving to you, to be loyal to you. And you want them to do it because that's truly what they feel inside. Not because they don't really want to do it, but they feel like since they've already committed, they have to follow through with it. And I understand that Bliss doesn't want Zach to feel like you picked me, so now
you have to marry me.
She's like, no. You're allowed to change your mind. I want you to be with me and I want you to go through with this because you truly love me and because you truly want to be with me, not because you feel like you have to. In this scene, we get such a cute, wholesome meetup. Tiff and Brett are meeting up with Brett's dad and his brother. His dad's name is Herbert and his brother's name is Angus. And Brett lets us know that this is the first time that his dad has been on an airplane since I think he said like before he was born. So we know that Brett let his dad know that this is really important to me. I want you to meet my future wife, Tiffany. And Papa Brett got on the plane and did what had to be done. Brett's dad is such a jokester. He's like, how much did you pay this beautiful girl to be with you? And Tiffany starts letting Brett's dad know, like, I love your son. He has like a silent confidence about him. We love that, don't we? Like someone who is confident and other people can see it. And it's not because they're like,
I'm confident. I'm confident.
No, it's a quiet confidence that needs no words, no explanation. It's just in their presence. Tiffany says that Brett grounds her and he lets her be her full and true self. Brett tells them that Tiffany's never shied away from expressing how she feels about him, from letting him know that she loves him, she cares about him. And he touches on the fact that in their family, that isn't something that they did a lot growing up. I love you and I care about you. Those aren't words and terms that he heard a lot. And Brett's dad says, look, even though we are a close-knit family, we've always had a problem with saying how we feel. And I know a lot of people can relate with that. Growing up in an environment or with a family where you know there's love, you feel the love, but it's just not said. So it's great that Brett's dad is willing to acknowledge that they could have all done a better job with expressing how much they love each other and actually say these words to each other. And it's beautiful that he can see why that is so important to Brett. The fact that Tiffany has no problem expressing that and telling him, letting him know how much she loves him. Brett's dad lets them know that even though the way that they're going about this marriage is completely unorthodox, most people will call it crazy, most people would never do it, he lets them know that y'all built a relationship on something other than appearances. Y'all built a relationship on the fundamentals, on the things that really matter. And when the appearances fade, y'all have built a bond so strong that it can't be broken. And I'm like, that's so sweet, Herbie. It was a cute meetup. So now we got Paul and Micah. Paul is packing up. It's a few days until the wedding, and this is the last time that they'll be seeing each other until the actual wedding day. This scene is like all of their scenes. Like they're laughing, joking, and it's just all smiles. Like I have nothing to complain about with Paul and Micah. I don't. In my last review, someone commented and said that Paul and Micah give Friends Forever vibes. And that had me rolling because I never thought of it like that. But after that comment, I'm like, do we see passion between Paul and Micah? Right? Do we? I don't really see passion. They really do seem like besties more than like lovers, right? I honestly didn't think of that until I saw that comment. Maybe they're just more of a wholesome, fun couple. And, you know, behind closed doors, they do have that passion. We don't know. Paul and Micah, they might be getting it in. We don't know. But for now, I'm rooting for Paul and Micah. I think they make a cute couple. The feelings seem mutual and they look like they're really happy. For me, Paul and Micah are like right under Brett and Tiff. Like, I have faith in the besties. Like, I have faith in them. So now it's the Bachelorette and the Bachelor party. The guys are with the guys and the gals are with the gals. Kwame says he's excited for the Bachelor party. He gets to see some of his friends and he'll get to see some dancers. Meanwhile, Chelsea is at the Bachelorette party saying, if there's any strippers here, my man is 10 times hotter than any stripper in here. And I'm like, Chelsea, girl, shut up. Girl, shut up. While Kwame is talking about his excitement to see some dancers, Chelsea is over there saying,
none of these dancers can touch my man. My man.
Chelsea, shut up. I know that she's going to be embarrassed as hell when she looks back at this show. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. So at the bachelorette party, Chelsea's being loud and extra. Was she drunk? She seemed like she was on one, like she was doing a lot. And she says her and Kwame's love is the healthiest love that she's ever experienced, the healthiest relationship she's ever experienced. And I'm like, yikes. Really? If that's true, Chelsea, that's horrible. And that further explains why you're so desperate for this to work out. Because this is the best that you've ever experienced. That means you've been through hell in these relationships, Chelsea. If what Kwame is giving you is the healthiest form of love or the healthiest relationship you've ever experienced, that means your past relationships were hella trash. And I'm sorry that you experienced that to the extent that you think that this is a healthy relationship, because it is not. Chelsea lets her friends know that Kwame's mom would prefer for him to marry a traditional woman from Ghana. And I'm like, Kwame's mama, if you watching this, mama, you got to hang that up. You can hang that up. It's not happening. We know that Kwame is not dating, marrying, or procreating with anything other than a white woman. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. I kind of touched on this in a past video, but we can see that Kwame has been chasing whiteness probably for his entire life. He clearly has self-hate issues, and we can tell by his dating preference, by his friends, and by him wanting to go by Alex instead of his real name that he is trying, and he has been trying for his whole life, to distance himself from his blackness. Now, like I said before, I think that it's important to have friends from all walks of life, all different cultures, races, ethnicities. The problem is when you surround yourself with people who are not like you because you want to distance yourself from who you really are. And like I said in my last video, if you don't love yourself, you can never love anyone else because you lack self-love. Kwame's mama, it ain't happening, okay? So at the bachelor party, Brett's friends are asking him, how does he know that he loves Tiffany? And they ask him if he's ever been in love. And he's like, no, I've never been in love. And he says that he finds himself just thinking of things that will make her happy. And we know that Brett don't just talk his shit. He backs it up too. Because we've seen in the last episode when Tiffany was upset and he planned that beautiful date and blew up those pictures and took her on the helicopter ride. Just beautiful. We can see that Brett is the type of man who will see that his wife is having a bad day. She's feeling down, and he is going to think of something that he can do to make her feel better, to bring her joy. Just the thoughtfulness that Brett has shown. Like, Tiffany, if you say no to Brett, I'm gonna fight you. I'm joking. Brett says that he feels like Tiffany will say yes, but he doesn't want to have like this inflated confidence because there's always a possibility that she can say no. I kind of feel like Tiffany's gonna say no. Based on the previews for the next episodes and based on how Tiffany's been so stressed and the way that she said that Brett sees things in her that she doesn't see in herself. In my last video, I touched on that, and I kind of feel like Tiffany is starting to self-sabotage the relationship. Something tells me that she might say no. I don't know. Oh my gosh. I don't feel too confident in Tiffany right now. Tell me what y'all think down below. At the bachelorette party, Tiff's friends are telling her, this is great right now, but y'all are still in your honeymoon phase. You guys have never had any conflict. And that's a really good point. I honestly think before you can commit to someone, you need to see them in all seasons. You need to see them when they're angry, when they're stressed. Because you could be with someone and everything is perfect, everything is great, and then they have a bad day and they turn into someone completely different. And you're like, well, who the hell are you? I don't know this person. So her friends do make a valid point. Obviously, in this situation, the whole process is completely expedited, so they don't have enough time to see their partners in different real life situations. Unfortunately, all they can do is just wait and see what happens. Next scene, Micah and her friends, they pretty much drunk FaceTime Paul. Paul is on the phone like, I don't know what the hell they're saying. They're just drunk and they're just calling Paul. Shelby is Shelbying. We know how Shelby do. She's complaining and telling us that she likes Paul, but she doesn't like him for Micah. Micah deserves everything in the world, and that's not Paul. Shelby seems like such a hater. You can have friends who express genuine concern about someone who you're dating, and they'll let you know, like, I don't really think that this person is good, this person is shady, be careful, right? And you feel like it comes from a genuine place. With Shelby, I don't get that at all. Like in the last scene where Tiffany's friends were telling her, just be careful because you guys have only experienced the highs. You've never experienced the lows yet. That felt like it was coming from a genuine place. Shelby just seems like a hating ass friend who just wants Micah all to herself. In what way, we don't know. I don't even think Paul is the issue. I think any guy would be an issue for Shelby. We tired of you, girl. We tired of you. But Micah said she don't care what nobody say, okay? She said Paul is her man and she gonna sit beside him. All right, Micah, we see you, girl. So it is Kwame and Chelsea's wedding day. Yay! So once again, Chelsea is gushing to her friends about how much she loves Kwame, how he's so passionate and he's so talented, and he's just everything that she ever dreamed of in a man. And I'm like, girl, really? And as I was watching this scene, I was like, let's see what Kwame is saying, because every time Chelsea has a confessional and she's speaking about how much she loves him and how much she can't wait to marry him and how perfect he is, Kwame is always in his confessional complaining and talking shit. And that's exactly what he was doing. So he's in his confessional speaking about all of his reservations and his fake concern about not getting his mom's approval, because Kwame, we don't believe you. So now we switch back to Chelsea, and she's telling her friends that even though Kwame's mom won't be at the wedding, at least she gets to meet his brother and his sister. And his sister, Barbara, actually called her last night, and they had such a nice conversation. And I'm like, okay, well, that's sweet. At least we'll get to meet them. So Kwame's siblings arrive, and I'm like, okay, it's nice to see some of Kwame's family, because I was giving him a major side eye, like, you don't have no family who's taking part in this. So I'm happy that we got to see Kwame's brother and sister in this episode. We're gonna get to that in a second. But hold on one second, real quickly. Was Kwame's brother not given the Ghanaian Morris Chestnut? Is it just me? Because I saw Morris Chestnut. Maybe I need to get my eyes checked. Let me know what you saw, because I saw a little bit of Morris Chestnut in there, okay? So Kwame's siblings let him know that even though their mother isn't there, she's still praying for him. She's still hopeful that he'll be a great husband and a great son. And they let him know that their dad knows, and he's happy, he's excited, and he has his dad's blessing on this marriage. This scene is really sweet. It looks like Kwame has a really close relationship with his siblings, and he really values their opinion. At the end of this scene, Morris Chestnut, Kwame's brother, he says a prayer for their marriage to be blessed. Now, did y'all see the article that lady isn't really Kwame's sister? I think right now it's just a rumor, but people are saying that that's not his real sister and that that's a hired actress. That would be crazy as hell. I don't know. We don't have the proof. I'm hoping it is his sister, because she's really sweet. But if it wasn't his sister and he hired someone, or he hired these people, I wouldn't be surprised, y'all. Tell me what you think below. Do you think that these are really his siblings, or do you think that these are hired actors? What the hell? So in this scene, we see Kwame's sister and Chelsea meet for the first time. Chelsea looks beautiful in her dress. She looks so happy. I try not to be hard on Chelsea. I don't want to be hard on Chelsea, because I know at the end of the day, what she wants is happiness, right? That's what we all want at the end of the day. Her intentions are pure, but I want her to wake up. That's my only issue with Chelsea. Like, I want her to wake up so she can get the love that she really deserves. Not this relationship that she thinks is healthy and the best thing she's ever been. This isn't what I want for her. I want her to wake up so she could fully and truly realize the love that she deserves, because this is not it. Run, Chelsea, run. This isn't it, baby. Kwame's sister Barbara and Chelsea meet up, and it is such a beautiful meeting. They're crying, they're hugging, and I really hope that this lady is Kwame's real sister, because this meetup was so genuine, so beautiful, so heartfelt. Kwame's sister gives Chelsea this bag, and she says it's a bag that's traditionally worn by the women of Ghana. And Chelsea's like, oh,
Oh, it's so nice. It's so colorful.
You know I love color.
and we're like, yes, Chelsea, we know. We know, sis. They shared such a beautiful moment, and you can tell, like, in that instance, they became sisters. Kwame's sister and Chelsea's meetup is second to a tearjerker for me. You know, Mama Bliss and Zach, you know, that meetup almost had me crying. She's number one. Mama Bliss is number one, but Kwame's sister Barbara is a close second. So now it's time to walk down the aisle. Kwame's sister Barbara is giving him the pep talk and letting him know you can do this and you're amazing and this is gonna be a great day. You know, all the things. And he lets her know that he's nervous and he has cold feet. Totally normal, totally understandable. We get it. While Chelsea and her dad are waiting for him to walk her down the aisle, Chelsea's dad tells her that she's been a great daughter and he loves her and supports her no matter what decision that she makes. So they get to the altar and the preacher starts speaking and I'm like,
Hurry up! Hurry up!
and you know what? I kept pausing my Netflix so that I could see how much time was left. And I'm like, oh, we got 5 minutes left. They might play the whole episode. I was getting so excited. Oh, they're going to let us see what both people say. They have to with 5 minutes left in the episode. I was excited, okay? So Chelsea reads her vows. She wrote them down. And Kwame says his vows like from memory, you know, speaking from his heart, as he says. And I'm like, okay, to be off the top of the head, Kwame, you didn't do bad. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. And that made me look at him even more sideways because I'm like, you know, you don't believe none of the shit that you're saying right now. So that means that you could just lie off the top of your head and it sounds seamless and it sounds real. Dangerous. Ooh, that's a dangerous man right there. That's a dangerous man. So the pastor asked the question,
Chelsea, do you take this man to be?
I do.
I feel like Chelsea didn't even let him finish the damn question. I was like, girl, slow down. Let him ask the question first, baby. So then they asked Kwame, and Netflix does what Netflix gonna do. They left us hanging. Let me tell you something. I think that Kwame is going to say yes. I really think Kwame is gonna say yes. And I could be completely wrong. Obviously, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. But I think that Kwame is gonna say yes. To me, Kwame is one of those men who will waste your fucking. To me, Kwame is one of those men who will waste your time for as long as you let him. He's gonna go with the motions. He's gonna go with the flow. He's gonna go along to get along, and he's gonna waste your time until he finds the woman that he really wants to be with, until he can upgrade to the real woman that he wants to be with. I would not be surprised if Kwame says yes to Chelsea. I wouldn't. Kwame is that type of person. Kwame is also the type of person who would watch this video and not like, comment, and subscribe. Don't be like Kwame. Let's chat below, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.
Roxy says we're gonna talk about it. Roxy says we're gonna talk about it.